Aloha, everybody, and welcome to the final part of Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal. We just finished the final adventure stage, Air Fortress. We got 40 of 40 crystals, 48 of 48 blueprints. We're only missing 2 emblems, though. And one of those emblems is gotten right here in the final tunnel worm level. And say goodbye to the tunnel worms, ladies and gentlemen, because these are a creation of Lyric. Lyric is a villain who will not be showing up ever again past this game. He does not appear in Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. And I know, you're all devastated. You're all heartbroken and all choked up about that. Because after all, Lyric is one of the most iconic villains in all of Sonic. He's right up there with Eraser Jin and Black Doom and Captain Whiskers. You know, the most iconic villains in the series. So we're not going to be seeing Lyric again, we're not going to be seeing these tunnel worms again, and thankfully we're going to get some proper badniks in Fire and Ice instead of just these generic, weird, not snake, not robot, maybe hybrid, maybe cyborg? I don't know how you describe these enemies, but yeah, this is going to be it for the tunnel worm. This is going to be it for the tunnel worm. And like I said before, just because this is the final one on the final map, I don't really think it's that much harder than the ones that came before it. I am still going for the Quincy tokens. I am still trying to get every single ring that I can while going super, super fast. And again, you touch any of those generators, it instantly kills you, and you have to redo the entire segment all over again. So you do go back the whole ways, but you never have to worry about running into the tunnel worm. Like, I could have been tilting to the right when he popped out of the wall there, still wouldn't have run into him. Every time I'm, like, going back to a track and then the worm pops out in front of me, the game actually automatically makes me drop from the enter beam, so I never actually, like, push a button to dodge it or anything. You can't run into the tunnel worm until you're at the very end, where Sonic destroys it all by his lonesome, and then you see his awful textures, but, that's it, folks. That's the last time we're gonna see that frickin' mechanical worm, thank God. Because we only have one more emblem to go. There will be an extra video showing off everything at Quincy's shop. All the tokens that you collect throughout the entire game. I have 100%ed this before, and there will be an extra video to show off what's in Amy's house, what happens when you collect all the crystal fragments and restore the shattered crystal, and then you'll see all the figurines in Quincy's place. But for now, we're at Lyric's airship. This is the final boss fight of the whole entire game, guys. Let's do this.
Sonic, you're surprisingly small to be able to cause me so much trouble.
Size isn't everything.
Totally, and I only say that because I'm bigger than the rest of my friends.
Yeah, well, I'm smarter than the rest of my friends. And I'm more of a paranoid loose cannon with a heart of gold than the rest of my friends. Deal with it.
What's your point?
The point is, when we work together as a single unit, we're unbeatable. Aw yeah, we're gonna beat Lyric with the superpower of teamwork.
Well then, I just have to shatter that single unit into tiny little pieces.
Okay. Just immediately grabs all 4 of Sonic's friends, puts him into a ball. Lyric, why didn't you also grab Sonic? I doubt he would have dodged it. I doubt he would have reacted in time. You could have captured all 5 of them right then and there. But no, he's got all of Sonic's friends, so we're gonna have to do this solo, just like with every other side activity. But yeah, folks, here we are at the final boss fight of the whole entire game. Now, when you start it up, you might be confused and think that this is another race, like with Styx or Shadow or Metal Sonic, because on the bottom screen, it's showing 2 people, Sonic and Amy, and it's showing like the position of who's closest to the goal, right? And you think you're going to be racing them, and you think you have to get there before the ball does, otherwise they might run into acid or crushers or spikes or something, I don't know. Not the case. The ball is always going to be pretty fast throughout this segment, and usually it's going to be faster than you, and so you really can't catch up to it very well. Instead, you're just following it up to a certain point, And that's when Lyric shows up. And this is where we have our first proper boss fight with Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal, because we haven't really had a boss fight at all. And if I'm going to be honest, this is one of the best parts of the game. This is actually a really fun, really solid fight, and it's way better than the fight with Lyric that was in Rise of Lyric. So this is actually a pretty good finale. But yeah, so you'll notice Lyric has a big force field surrounding himself. Well, not right now. Kaboop! And he only has 2 attacks that bring down the force field. The most obvious one that everyone figures out is that he sends his 2 claws out towards you, right? And they have this big laser tether that's still holding them to his body. And when the claws come out, you just homing attack one, homing attack the other, and then once the second one's been homing attacked, the force field goes down. So, boop! Just like that. Homing attack the first claw, homing attack the second claw, force field goes down. But the second one, and the one that I always see like playthroughs of on YouTube completely miss out on, and I figured this out after I had to get like the Quincy tokens for this particular level, because you have to beat this boss fight in under 6 minutes, and the only way you're going to do that is by taking advantage of every single attack he does. And in the first playthrough, I didn't realize that after Lyric shoots out his laser, which he shoots from his tail, his force field actually drops. So you can actually get a little bit of height and homing attack Lyric while the laser is being fired to get another extra attack in. And the good thing about this boss fight is that Sonic has such hang time whenever he's jumping. Like, whenever you jump, he stays in the air quite a bit. So if you're trying to time the jump of when he'll fire the laser with his tail and how long Sonic can hang up there to homing attack Lyric, you have plenty of time. And he also has the double jump as well. So I find that, like, it's pretty easy to jump over the laser, be in the sky just long enough to be able to homing attack Lyric and take him out like it's nobody's business. As for his secondary attacks, sometimes he'll go to the side and he'll shoot a whole bunch of bombs, and really you're just, you know, keeping an eye out for him and trying to dodge out of the way. It's not going to kill you very easily. You can still pick up your rings whenever you take damage. So I just look out for the bombs, try not to be where they are when they land. The only reason I'm trying to avoid damage is so I can get the Quincy token of having a certain amount of rings by the end of the fight. That way I get my token, but every other attack has a telltale sign. Nothing here is unfair, you know? He shoots these lasers, and at first the laser leaves an image of where it's going to fire, and then it actually fires. So when Lyric uses his tail to fire a laser, you see where the pathway is, and then you know to, like, wait maybe a second, then jump over it and double jump and, like, homing attack his face. And every time you're not fighting Lyric, you're just doing the same kind of stuff we would have been doing in races with Shadow or Styx or Metal Sonic, and I rather like this segment quite a bit. I rather like this segment. It's really, really fun. You know, if Sanzaru Games just had more time to make the levels more diverse and have more activities and more boss fights, Shattered Crystal could have been a really solid game. This boss fight right here was a big sign of, like, wow, this game could have been really, really fun. I actually do trust Sanzaru Games to make a good Sonic game if they just designed it differently, you know? If they just had more time, you know? So this is all a precursor to why Sonic Boom Fire and Ice is so much better than Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal, but yeah. Like I said before, it's pretty easy to stay alive through most of this, especially when you're in the fight with Lyric because your rings scatter all over the place. But if for some reason you keep falling in the same bottomless pit over and over and over again, and then you lose all your rings, well, then you have to start this thing all over from the beginning. And we are 4 minutes and 24 seconds into this fight, so it goes on for a little bit. But like I said, it's pretty hard to straight up die during the fight with Lyric, so you don't have to worry about checkpoints or anything. And the other thing about the fight is that you're going to much more treacherous arenas. You know, you see how you have the platforms that disappear after a while? So, like, the lasers are all on platforms that are solid, which means they have to be where the disappearing platforms are, so I use my air dash to get a little bit extra height and to have more hang time and just keep myself up there. And, yeah. And just like that, folks, Lyric is defeated. Just homing attack the capsule and get your friends out. And booyah, we have beat Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal. That was a really good fight. It gave me hope for Fire and Ice's boss fights. Anywho, time for the ending.
I'm glad reptiles can regenerate their parts.
Great work, guys. We beat him.
Yes! Yes, I did. Fools! I haven't survived all these eons to be defeated by inferiors like you! After this weapon turns you meddlers into abstract art, I'll gather the crystal fragments and build my empire!
I said I'd find you.
To do that.
Does it matter who did it as long as it's done?
We all couldn't kick him off the airship, Amy. And you know why? No. Why? Because we're a team! We got beaten to the punch, or in this case, the kick as a team. We can raise our heads proudly, knowing that we traveled all this way just to watch somebody else finish the job. When we walk down the streets and people whisper, those are the ones who couldn't quite save the day. Almost, but not quite. We'll smile together because we didn't do it as a team. I finally understand teamwork. And it's beautiful.
That was pathetic. Styx may have taken the long way to get to the point, but she's right. We beat Lyric together as a team.
And I'm leaving alone as your superior.
Too bad that guy's such a hard case. He'd be a great addition to Team Sonic.
You mean Team Knuckles?
Team Sonic.
Team Knuckles.
Guys?
Team Sonic.
We did it! It's over! And I actually like that ending quite a bit more than Rise of Lyrics because, well, it had humor to it. It actually had good pacing with the jokes. It's very similar to the Wii U's ending, though, because, you know, the whole arc of the Wii U game was that Sonic was realizing he had to trust in his friends more. And then, like, Knuckles at the very end is, chalk it up for a victory for Team Sonic. And Sonic's like, how about just team? Because he didn't want to take credit for the whole thing, right? Now we have this 3DS game, came out on the exact same day as Rise of Lyric, and they do celebrate teamwork, but Sonic's really trying to take the credit this time, as opposed to the Wii U game. So we have Team Sonic, Team Knuckles, Team Sonic, Team Knuckles. Okay then. Also, this monkey is the mascot of Sanzaru Games, in case you're wondering what's up with these end credits. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal. A game, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty cynical about and pretty lukewarm on throughout the duration of this playthrough. You know, I think the platforming and stuff can be pretty fun, you know, when you're just, like, running really fast, hitting the zip hooks and swinging around on the enter beam, homing attacking guys, switching out the characters to take advantage of certain elements like the wind turbines or digging through the ground as Knuckles. You know, it could be pretty satisfying, it could be really solid, and I do think there's a big difference between commentating and watching a playthrough over actually playing the game, you know? But again, one of the big reasons I can't recommend Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal compared to Fire and Ice or compared to most Sonic the Hedgehog titles in general, I don't know why they figured that they needed to extend the length of this game by making it so that you had to find every single collectible just to get one emblem, you know? You can't find 4 crystals in one stage. It doesn't get you anything. There's no accumulation of having a certain amount of crystals. It's all about getting all the crystals in one stage just to get one emblem, which you absolutely need to move on to the next level. And that's just like, ah. Not to mention the repetition that the game has, because you go into a level and what are you going to see? You're going to see another underwater Sea Fox minigame with Tales of Submarine. You're going to find another tunnel worm section in another map. Oh look, you're racing another rival character. And those levels are fun, don't get me wrong. But it's more interesting to have boss fights like Fire and Ice does, where, you know, they're going to have different strategies and different ways to attack the boss and different designs, and there's going to be more activities in Fire and Ice that you'll see with that playthrough. And this game feels so repetitive and samey, and you know, its control is a little weird. It doesn't really feel like a classic Sonic the Hedgehog title. It's just not a title I really find myself coming back to all that often. And I did wonder if I was just getting a little too cynical about Sonic games lately. But then I remember, well, I'm always talking about Fire and Ice and how much better that game is. It's also a Sanzaru Games Sonic game, and I think that one's great. I think you should pick up Fire and Ice for sure. Sonic Mania, fantastic game, came out last year, one of the best Sonic games ever. I love that game. I've been replaying that quite a bit. So I don't think I've gotten cynical about Sonic. There are certainly Sonic titles coming up that I really enjoy. Just for whatever reason, I can't really get into this one. I've seen some people in the comments say they actually like the exploration, they like finding the collectibles, they think the platforming's just fine to sustain the activity that you're doing. And, you know, if it works for you, then all the power to you. Maybe give Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal a shot. But I just don't like the forced collectathon stuff. I don't like how repetitive it is. That's just me, so yeah. Either way, Fire and Ice is clearly the superior game, and we'll get to that eventually. But before that, I am going to take a detour from the Sonic series, because I've been waiting to play through Mega Man 11 for quite a while. And oh god, I'm looking forward to that. Also, we still have an extra video coming up, so don't worry. I am going to be showing off what's in Amy Rose's house. I am going to be showing what happens when you assemble all the crystals together. I am going to be showing all the figurines in Quincy's token shop. And, yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Coming up next in the Sonic retrospective, when I do return to Sonic, we will be looking at Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games before tackling Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. And I know you might think that's interrupting the Sonic Boomathon, but no. Styx the Badger is in Rio 2016. So we're still in Sonic Boom territory. But I'll get to that after Mega Man 11. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, folks, and I'll see you again next time. Toodles.